So it's that time of the year again. A lot of smartphones have been lined up for launch again, and Samsung is the first player to begin again. A lot of agains in this scenario, including the usual leaks and rumors for the upcoming Samsung Galaxy phones. Yes, the Galaxy S23, S23 Plus and the S23 Ultra. They are now lined up for the launch on the big event on February 1st. I am telling this event a big event because earlier Samsung used to do two major events every year for their smartphones. Now also they do two events, but now in one event they launch the regular normal phones, and in the other event they launch their folding and flip phones. So this is the normal phone event, and many official posters, mobile images, their specifications have been leaked, and even some of the tech YouTubers have given their initial reviews based on just the leaked specs. That is too soon, to be honest, but now let's discuss all the leaks and rumors of the S23, S23 Plus and the S23 Ultra. And spoiler alert, not a lot of changes have been done, and just like the iPhone 14 series, be disappointed if you are going to upgrade or if you have planned to upgrade from the previous generation, that is the S22 series to the S23 series. Now starting with the mid-range flagships that are the S23 and the S23 Plus, let's discuss their leaks and rumors. So for the S23 and S23 Plus, as you can see in their official render images, not a lot of change have happened in the outer hardware part. You can see like the camera module and the design have been the same like the S22 and the S22 Plus. And even if we see the specifications of both the devices, they both will be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, which is based on the 4 nanometer architecture, and in some countries they may provide the Exynos also. Talking about the screen size, the S23 normal will be powered by a 6.1 inch dynamic AMOLED panel, which will be HDR10 plus. And if we compare the S23 with the S22 regular, the S22 regular used to have 1300 nits of peak brightness, but this year the S23, S23 Plus and the S23 Ultra, three of them will be having 1750 nits of peak brightness. That's not equal to the 14 Pro series of brightness, that is the 2000 nits, but still 1750 is a big number. Now if I compare the S23 with the S22, there are not a lot of changes. You will get a 12 megapixel selfie camera in the S23 compared to the 10 megapixel that S22 used to have, and the ultra wide camera is same compared to the S22, that is the 12 megapixel, and the main wide angle camera is also 50 megapixel that the S22 was having, and same goes with the telephoto, that is the 10 megapixel which the S22 also had. In the battery department, both the S22 and the S23 will have 200 milliampere extra battery, and the S23 is rumored to have 3900 milliampere of battery. Now talking about the RAM, the standard S23 model will be having only one RAM variant, that is the 8 GB RAM, and it will be having three storage variants, that will be 128 gigabits, 256 gigabits and 512 gigabits of storage. And going to the S23 Plus now, comparing with the S22 Plus, both are having the same 6.6 inch dynamic AMOLED display with 120 Hz of screen brightness, but here also the peak brightness is 1750 compared to the 1500 nits of S22 Plus. And in the cameras also, the selfie camera has been changed to a new 12 megapixel sensor. The other ultra wide, the primary wide and the telephotos are the same, that is the 12 megapixel ultra wide camera, 50 megapixel wide angle camera and 10 megapixel telephoto camera. In battery department also, the 200 milliampere extra battery has been given to the S23 Plus, that is the 4700 milliampere battery, and it is also coming in the one RAM variant, that is the 8 GB, and for storage they are bumping up the storage to the 256 gigabit for the base variant, and it goes all above to 512 gigabits of storage. Now, talking about the S23 Ultra, that is the major smartphone, or you can say the major Pro series of Samsung, because the Note series has been discontinued, and now this is the only phone that comes with the S Pen and is a normal phone, not a folding or a flip phone. So the S23 Ultra will also going to disappoint the S22 Ultra users, because the design is same, the camera module looks same, and the phone will feel exactly the same if you are an S22 Ultra user. And now going to the leaks and rumors, let's talk about the comparison between the S23 Ultra and the S22 Ultra according to the leaks. So S23 Ultra will also be having a 6.8-inch dynamic AMOLED 2x display with 1750 nits of peak brightness, that is the same brightness that S22 Ultra used to have last year. And the only major change that I see here is in the selfie camera, because the S23 Ultra is having a 12 megapixel selfie camera compared to the 40 megapixel selfie camera that the S22 Ultra used to have. Yes, it's shocking that the S22 Ultra was having a 40 megapixel selfie camera, and now S23 Ultra is maybe going to come with 12 megapixel selfie camera. But if we go by the leaks and rumors and all the information that I got, the 12 megapixel selfie camera is not a downgrade. I know it's 12 megapixel compared to the 40 megapixel that the S22 Ultra had, but that sensor was GH1 sensor, and this sensor is 3LU 12 megapixel sensor. And the 40 megapixel sensor was smaller compared to this new 12 megapixel sensor. And last year Samsung had the problem of focus in their 40 megapixel selfie shooter, which this new 12 megapixel selfie camera will definitely improve, because maybe 40 megapixel was overkill for the selfie camera, and even the sensor size is bigger in this 12 megapixel lens. So we hope the selfie camera will not be an issue. Now going to the other features, if we compare them, the ultra wide camera is same, that is the 12 megapixel just like the S22 Ultra, and the major change now is in the main sensor that was 108 megapixel in the Galaxy S22 Ultra, and here it's rumored to have a 200 megapixel of the wide angle primary camera lens. That is a lot. 200 megapixel is a very big sensor, and trust me guys, it will hold a lot of detail of anything that you shoot. So my advice to all the users that will be buying the S23 Ultra just for good camera will be, don't go for the base variant that is rumored to be 256 GB. Opt for the 512 gigabits at least in order to get optimal storage for all your high resolution photos. And now the battery will also be same compared to the S22 Ultra, that will be 5000 milliamp hour, and the RAM variants will be 2 in this Ultra series. It will be powered by one 8 GB RAM variant and one 12 GB RAM variant, and storage will start from 256, as I mentioned before also. 256 gigabits, 512 gigabits, and 1 TB of storage is also included. So if you are looking for this device just for photography, I will advise you to consider the storage properly. So this was it for the 3 of the devices, the S23, the S23 Plus and the S23 Ultra. And beyond that, Samsung is also planning to launch the Galaxy Book 3 Ultra. That will be their super high powered notebook, ultra notebook, which they will launch in competition of the MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. So this is their product that will be powered by the Intel Core i7 and i9 processor, and they will power GPUs up to RTX 4050 or 4070. That is a big upgrade in terms of GPU, because you know Apple has recently launched the M2 Pro and the M2 Max powered MacBook Pros, and even the Mac Mini they have launched with M2 and M2 Pro that are super powerful. They are packed with a lot of GPU performance, and their real world usage you have seen in many of the videos. But according to the leaks, it will be powered by the Windows 11 Home, and the screen size will be 16-inch OLED display with 120 Hz, and it will be powered by two variants, the Intel Core i7 variant 13th generation and the Intel Core i9 variant that will also be 13th generation, and the RAM will be 16 gigabits or 32 gigabits. So this is also one of the product that Samsung will be aiming to push, because they are also promoting their ecosystem a lot. Just like Apple, they also want to be a company that has their own ecosystem of products, because they have their smartwatches, they have their Galaxy Buds, now they are launching their premium laptop, and their flagships are already there in the market. So they are also planning to maintain a good ecosystem, and overall I also consider the new flagship launches as decent one, because I will not say they are perfect, because last year if you have purchased the S22 series phones, then I don't think it's a big upgrade. Just like the iPhones, like if you have purchased the 13 or 13 Pro series, the 14 or 14 Pro was not a very big upgrade, because we have already peaked in the smartphone world, and we have seen a lot of power packed phones. So it's not a very big upgrade, but people coming from a previous generation of phones, it is a good upgrade, and it's good to see Samsung being in the competition, and Snapdragon launching their 8 Gen 2 is a very big threat to Apple, because the optimization and less heating that is occurring in their processors, and also the 4 nanometer architecture is something that is very amazing to see. And I would love to test these smartphones to see how the real world performance goes with the S23 lineup, because this Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 is a very good processor, and with all the reviews and all the feedback that I have seen and I have heard on the YouTube as well, I think this processor is the real competition for Apple this year. And also, if you are someone who want to consider S22 series, I would tell you to go with the S22 Ultra as well, because it will be available for a very cheap price in many countries, including India also. Because if you will see the rumored pricing of S23 series in India, it is very expensive. It starts from 90,000, it goes all the way around to 1,13,000 for the S23 Ultra, which is on the higher side, that I'll say, because you can get the S22 Ultra at very good price right now. And I've also seen a video that Geeky Ranjit sir has posted. I follow him a lot for good content. Do check that video, because he has mentioned the detailed review of S22 Ultra with the latest One UI 5 update based on Android 13. So if you want to save some money and also get a flagship phone, do watch that video and consider buying the S22 Ultra. For now, that is it for all the leaks and rumors of the S23 series. What do you think about these phones? Do tell me in the comment section below. I would love to hear your feedback. And OnePlus is also launching their OnePlus 11, 11R, and their tablet also, and so many other products also in their event on 6th or 7th February. So that is also on the line now, and I am really excited, because this is the season of Android launches. I know October is the season of Apple launch, but this is the season of flagship Android launches, and I'm very excited for all the new products that are about to get launched. And I'm also planning that maybe I should switch to Android for some time, because Android has been improved a lot since I last used an Android flagship phone. So what do you guys think? Should I switch to Android for some time and stop using iOS? Because I have been using iPhone and I have been into iOS ecosystem for around 6 to 7 years now, and I think it's time for a change. So let me know what you guys think. And that is it for all the leaks and rumors. And if I'll be able to arrange the device, which I will try my best to do, I will definitely post unboxing, review, camera comparison, and all the other detailed videos for you. So stay tuned, subscribe if you like my work, and I will see you in the next one really soon.